Hello everyone, and I'm very happy today to review a new cigar from this year's IPCPR in Las Vegas. This is the Casa Magna, and this new cigar is called Domus Magnus. This version, I'll show it to you again. This is the Maximus. This is a 6.5 by 55 ring gauge. And it's an interesting little point. When I had measured this cigar to double check that it was 6.5 inches, they measured right to the tip of this little pigtail. That gives you your 6.5 inches. So this should be a good cigar. It is all Nicaraguan, which I love Nicaraguan tobacco. And it uses a sun-grown jalapa wrapper, and the binder and the filler are Nicaraguan, so it should be good. As you will remember, in 2008, Casa Magna got Cigar Aficionado's top rating that year. So let's see how this new version pans out. Now there's several things we got to look at here with this cigar. Do we twist off this pigtail or do we clip it? And we're going to have to remove this band around the foot, so let's do that right away. I believe I've decided rather than twist this pigtail off, I will clip it. I'm just scared. I just want to make sure that I get the proper draw, so I'm going to take off just a little bit. Oh, the draw is great. And you can see I just took off just a little bit. All right. Well, there's a ton of flavor there at light up. Let me see if I can describe it. A lot going on. Very sweet. Early, but sweet citrus, orange probably. It'll develop into orange almond. Almonds, rich, very rich flavor. A ton of pepper. That's going to be good. Those are just the initial flavors, so I'm going to let it sit for a minute and we'll come right back. About a half inch in, and nice white salt and pepper ash. The cigar is developed into a very sweet, rich orange citrus and a ton of pepper. There are some subtle almond notes on the back end of the spice, but just as they trail away. The finish is very thick, very long, one of vanilla with a lot of sweet hints of citrus there also. The cigar is slightly square pressed. As you can see, it's not sharp, but you can make out there is some square press going on there. This is as I said, a new cigar. It's just available July of 2011. The IPCPR in Las Vegas this year, this was the one that Casa Magna debuted. So it's a very good cigar so far. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen as it goes along. So at this point, it's extremely good, satisfying. I love it. Let's just see what happens next. Very good. One thing worth pointing out is this is a Limitada, a limited edition cigar. There will only be 5,000 boxes of 10 cigars each of this size. So that's 50,000. There will also be 5,000 boxes of 10 of the next size down, which is the Optimus, and that is a 5 3/4 by 52. Average price of these cigars for the Optimus at your shop are about $8.95 and the Maximus $9.95, and I believe that is exactly what I paid for the Maximus at a local shop here. Now, there are a lot of nice flavors going on with this cigar. Among them, the citrus, sweet citrus, coffee, cedar, nice black pepper. The finish just lingers so long and thick on your palate. You can feel it on your tongue. Very nice vanilla richness. So cigar is really, really, really good at this point, and I'm only about a third of the way through it. So let's come back at about the midpoint or the next time something changes. Approaching the midpoint, and the flavors have changed somewhat. Transition. Now you have more notes of tea. Not as much orange citrus. There's more almond notes, more coffee notes, a lot more coffee now. So you've got a mix of, believe it or not, coffee with tea notes. But the pepper is still good. The cigar is transitioning, it's changing. The citrus notes are still there, they're just subtle now. So that was a change, a pretty big change here at the midpoint. I'll be back with another change as soon as one happens. As we approach the final third, the flavors have changed somewhat again. There's more, the citrus is more of a grapefruit flavor. There's a lot more coffee notes. There's even a richness somewhat reminiscent of rich almonds. The finish is still quite long. It also has more of an almond flavor to it, semi-sweet. The pepper is very good on both ends. It lingers a lot on the palate, on the finish. Still quite a bit of pepper on the spice too, on the draw. So the cigar is changing quite a few times in there. So here at the approaching the final third, that's where we are. I'll be back. I'll be removing the band here shortly, and we'll get another update. Well, here in the very final segments, we'll wrap it up. The cigar wound up at this stage with a lot of citrus notes and a lot of coffee notes, some cedar notes. The finish is still long, and it's one of a mix of vanilla and almond with some faint citrus notes. Cigar wound up being very good. There's a lot of changes the cigar made. This cigar is not like the other Casa Magnas that you might have tried before, so don't expect it to be the same. If you've never tried one, this might be one to try. I would call this cigar fairly full-bodied, medium to full, and it was very good. I am rating this cigar a 92. I think it's very good, and it is limited edition, so be sure to get one before they're gone.